Oh, redstone golem.
Jungle love, driving me mad, making me crazy.
Is it coming back?
Looks like it's back. Looks like, are we back? We good, I think. Jungle love, driving me mad, making me crazy. Sorry, y'all. My video capture device is just being flawless right now. I don't know what's going on. It was working perfectly for weeks and weeks, and when we were playing Sea of Thieves the other day, I just like took a big old stinky dump, and ever since it's been struggling, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize.
How long have you had it?
I've had it for, I don't know, maybe less than a year. Not that long.
You could contact Avamedia and try and get it replaced.
Yeah, I'll probably do that because I'm wondering if it is like a hardware default or defect at this point because nothing's really changed. But let me just try adding that again. Video capture device. We doing it live.
Wow, killing these sheep is definitely not worth it since they have thorns. This is dumb.
Sheep thorns.
Live Gamer Ultra.
Thorny sheep.
Sorry, everyone. Okay, we're back. Let's talk a little bit about BlizzCon, Jez, because I know you're a big Blizzard boy, big WoW guy, big Diablo guy. I know you also love Overwatch as well. So, what were your thoughts on what we saw yesterday with the first official day of BlizzCon? Were you stoked? Were you middling? What was the overall impression from BlizzCon Live for you?
Well, it was like it started off kind of slow and just showed like I don't know, some in-engine trailers for World of Warcraft stuff. That were kind of cool and okay, I guess. And then a really long presentation for Hearthstone stuff, which I don't care about. So I was kind of bored, but then that Diablo 4 stuff was just mind-blowingly cool. That Rogue trailer was so well animated. The gameplay looks so damn flawless. And then also the announcement that everybody knew about Diablo Remastered was revealed. And honestly, it looked... I saw that. Honestly, it looked... Diablo 2 Remastered looked way better than I expected it was going to look after Warcraft 3 Reforged, which was like a big pile of meh, should we say. So overall, I give it a B, I would say, because there was no... I suppose part of it was all spoiled. Everyone knew that Diablo 2 Remastered was happening. So that kind of took the amazement out of it a little bit. And but they did this weird thing where all the cool Overwatch announcements was on a separate stream, which I thought was really weird. I would have put Overwatch in the main announcement and then put Hearthstone in a separate stream. Like, I have no idea why they did it that way around. Yeah, but they had like tons of... Sorry, go on.
I'm gonna say the Hearthstone bit for the opening ceremony was so long. It felt like it just dragged on forever. So I thought that was really confusing. That Overwatch was a separate thing, but Hearthstone was like 15 minutes of the opening ceremony.
They must be nervous about Hearthstone's performance, maybe, or ability to acquire new users, because it did sort of... Hearthstone is this sort of super complicated game now, with like tons and tons of cards and things you have to learn, and it's really hard to get into. Like, I've tried to get into Hearthstone a couple of times, and I'm not really familiar with card games in general. So
suffers from the same problem every card game gets after a while with the power creep and
yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I was just kind of like, I didn't want to see that in the main show. and then like the Overwatch stuff was separated out into a separate show. They said that Overwatch's PvE is sort of Diablo-y. It's gonna have like hundreds of levels with stuff to do, and leveling up characters and stuff. So that's really interesting. Like Left 4 Dead-ish against robots instead of zombies. So I'm interested to see where the Overwatch PvE stuff goes, because that was a big missing part of the original game. Because they had this like cool world with all this cool, interesting lore, but it was like mostly, you know, delivered through comics or cinematics and stuff like that on YouTube rather than in game. So I'm excited about Overwatch, and obviously Diablo 2 Remastered, which is coming to Xbox with cross progression, which is awesome. And then we got Diablo 4, which is still probably like years away. But oh, you're both dead. That's not good.
Rip.
The same zombie took us both out.
That is funny. I have to save the day then, do I?
You do.
That was all up to you.
One sec. My little ghost thing's going around killing everything. Jump, run away, run away.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment that I didn't really. Again, this just comes from me. I don't care about Hearthstone. It's not anything against the game. I don't think it's bad, but I did not care, and the pacing of the opening ceremony was a little bit weird because they were doing the deep dives for a lot of different things after the opening ceremony, but it also felt like for certain elements of it, they were kind of doing that with the opening bit. And I wonder if that was just because they weren't announcing that much, but I felt like they could have just announced new Overwatch stuff with that and then also did a deeper dive.
Yeah, I think like they were sort of like, they were trying to do the whole 30th anniversary thing at the same time. So like the pacing was a bit weird on that basis too. And also the arcade collection is kind of cool because Blackthorn was actually the first PC game I ever played. I mean,
oh really?
Back in the
okay.
day.
Back in the day. So
Back
that's
in
a
the
super
day,
classic throwback for Jez.
Yeah, like I got it. Well, I had it on like a demo disc that came with a PC magazine, and then oh god, creeper. Yeah, I had it on a demo disc that came with a PC gaming magazine, and then I bought the full game, and I never completed it because like I think even as a kid, I was confused about what the hell was going on in that game. Like it's hard to explore. So I think I just got lost and gave up at some point. But yeah, it's still going to be nostalgic for me, I guess. But hey, have you ever played Blackthorn or seen much of it?
I haven't seen much. I have never played it. So yeah, I'll be
like
interested.
It's a really violent side scroller. Like with demons and zombies and stuff. You play like I don't know what to compare it to. Kind of like Evil Dead almost. You have like a sawn-off shotgun.
All right, okay. Evil Dead. Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, I can't really. This is me trying to go back like 30 years and remember. But it's
what the hell that game was.
Memory's not what it once was. Where is Zachary? There he is.
There he is. There's our lad.
Brushed by some enchanted creepers. It was really nice. I felt really loved.
Oh god, there's creepers everywhere.
Now you see why I died. Apart from a lack of skill.
Yeah, so overall though, I think the big highlight for me was the Diablo 4 character reveal obviously was awesome. Seeing the rogue in action and seeing more of what the gameplay, like the combat gameplay is going to look like for Diablo 4 was awesome. I'm really excited. It looks like they've kept it pretty true, but also kind of sped up what you can do, making the action seem a little more fluid, at least with that particular class, which I was really stoked to see, like how fast and fluid that character looked.
Yeah, I think they've worked hard to differentiate it from Diablo 3's art style. because like Diablo 3's art style was criticized for being a bit Warcrafty, and that sort of cartoony sort of man, I don't know what you call it, sort of cartoony.
Yeah, it was very in line with like World of Warcraft. And again, not saying anything against World of Warcraft, but it was very like nostalgic 3D Blizzard, and not what Diablo 1 and 2 were.
Yeah, you don't want Diablo to look like Warcraft. You just don't. So like the fact that it was sort of cartoony and blocky, and all the sprites in Diablo 3 would look at home in World of Warcraft. I think that's a problem. So the fact that they've gone for like fully realistic, which is not something Blizzard typically do. I suppose they did it a bit for StarCraft 2 to some degree, but it just looks stunning. It's really, really cool. So the fact that they're following Diablo 2's art direction instead is you know, much preferred. Much preferred.
Absolutely. I mean, Diablo is. This is gonna be a cringe line to say, but Diablo it's a vibe, bruh. Like Diablo was when you played Diablo 1 and 2 for the first time, it felt creepy. There was something really kind of unsettling about the environments and the characters and the way everything was portrayed. It was sprite-based, kind of hyper-realistic in some ways for its time, and a lot of that was lost with Diablo 3's art style. I didn't hate Diablo 3's art style, but compared to the tone of Diablo 1 and 2, it didn't deliver the same feeling. And that's why there's been some interesting details about 4 that get me excited, because obviously they're pulling inspiration from Diablo 2's art style. But they also stress that, you know, in some ways it makes that Diablo 4 is going to feel scary, which is something I always loved about Diablo. As much as it was an action RPG, it was also a horror game. Like encountering the Butcher for the first time, just opening a door and seeing this demon run at you. I was legit scared back in the day. Or when you encountered
I never played it. I totally missed Diablo 2. So Diablo 3 is my first Diablo.
What?
So,
huh? What?
Yeah, like I just didn't PC game when I was younger. I know that they did release Diablo 2 on they did release it on console, didn't they, at some point? PS2 or something?
Diablo 1 was on PS1. Diablo 2 never came to a console of any kind.
Yeah, I somehow just missed them. And then I played a crap ton of Diablo 3 on PC and on Xbox. And had a ton of fun with that.
First Diablo 2.
Diablo 2, I played. Shout out to the dial-up gang who played Diablo 2 on dial-up back in the day. That's where it was at. I actually played Diablo 1 for the first time on PS1, oddly enough.
Oh, wow. I used to play Age of Empires 2 on dial-up. That was rough.
Yep, me too. Same, bro. Same. That was...
on MSN Game Zone.
Those were the good old days when my mom was yelling at me, "Get off the computer, I'm waiting for a phone call." Yeah. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
There's people in this chat who are like, dial-up? What? And, you know, dating ourselves a little bit here, but that was the struggle, all right? Imagine having 56 kilobytes a second as your download speed. Think about that for a second.
Dude, my first modem was 28.5 kilobytes per second. Like, it was so slow, they actually bothered to put the 0.5 in there.
Like, that letting you know, it's 0.5. And you're gonna appreciate that 0.5 that we put in there.
Oh, man. Those were rough times. But, man, I'm really excited to try it out. And also, the fact that it has, like, cross progression with the Switch version, I will literally double dip. I'll buy that on Switch, transfer my save to Xbox.
Yep.
Because don't want to play that on Switch, obviously.
Did you register for the alpha yet? On PC?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. But probably should. I've queued up a challenge, by the way.
Dude, we're gonna be able to play Diablo 2, which is one of my favorite games of all time, hands down. I'm gonna be able to play Diablo 2 on an Xbox. If I told... I didn't even know what an Xbox was when I played Diablo 2 originally. Xbox didn't even exist. Flash forward 21
my
years, and I'm going to be able to play Diablo 2 on an Xbox, and it's awesome. So they said cross progression. Do we know if it's cross play though? I haven't heard anything about cross play, which seems odd.
I guess we could ask about that.
We should get to the bottom of that, because that was the first question I
had.
Well,
don't hit those. Don't hit those. They got thorns and regeneration, so that is not a fight you want to have. Leave those.
No fight I don't want to have, Jez.
I want to kill the pandas though. Oh, Miles.
Oh my God!
I'm the one who's supposed to die.
Rip.
What the hell is going on here?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Again,
what are these mobs?
Shout out to we're back up to almost 100 again. I know we had some technical difficulties. Thanks for bearing with us. Sorry about that. It seems like it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this capture card replaced though, because it's causing me some grief.
What difficulty is this? This feels too hard.
You picked it. I don't.
Let's back out of this.
Just getting wrecked.
That's probably an epic challenge daily trial.
How do we leave? How do we leave this hellscape?
It did say epic. We could try it.
Yeah,
and just be really careful.
Let's just get wiped. Let's just do it. Let's just go, squad.
Oh no! Mob damage is increased by 50%. So don't get
speed
hit.
is increased by 50%.
Okay.
What? That's horrible.
I mean, we might as well play it until we all die. Maybe get some gear out of it.
Yeah. We might.
But yeah, the epic challenge daily trials are really hard.
Yes. When did this game become Dark Souls? Is what I want to know.
They took the Diablo mob formula and just made entire stages with them, which is just ridiculous.
It's really funny because when this game came out, everyone was like, "Oh, Minecraft Dungeons is too easy. It's too easy," and then they're like, "Oh, by the way, here's Apocalypse Plus," and now it's like, "Oh my God, no, take it back!" And
it's too hard. It's too. Yeah, they were just
with Apocalypse Plus. They are massively rebalancing Apocalypse Plus within the next.
Okay, cool. That's
nice. Some major changes to it.
There are some combos that are just ridiculous. Like you just can't win in some situations. It's like that pirate room on the ship. If you go in there and the mobs have got like regenerating thorns and a bunch of other stuff, it's just impossible to win in that tiny little closed place.
The idea behind Apocalypse Plus was towards the end the difficulty spike would be great enough that most casual players would never actually reach the end. Right. But there are a couple of exploits that really dumb players could use to cheese the system and just blitz to the end. So with the next update, the current 20 levels are being condensed down to 10. And they're making the difficulty spike more consistent and even across the board and increasing the gap between difficulty levels, so you spend more time per difficulty level. And then they're adding another 15 levels on top of that. So the maximum power level of the game is going up to 250.
Wow. Because I'm level 115, and that was max. Like, that was the highest you could get.
Right now with Apocalypse Plus, the maximum's about 160.
They're jumping up almost 100.
Hardly anybody got to the end though. So with the new system, they're also making it so that every 3 Apocalypse Plus levels, you have to clear a certain number of boss missions and defeat a certain number of big bosses. That way you can't just spam shorter levels to get to the end of Apocalypse.
Loot.
Okay, I like that. That's a nice system. Yeah, for those unaware, if you haven't played Minecraft Dungeons, or if you played and kind of fell off like a lot of us did, next week is the big Nether update, which is going to basically add the end game system that everyone's been wanting to Minecraft Dungeons. So that's why we're kind of playing this, dipping our toes back in, getting ready for that big update, because it seems like it's going to completely change the loop, which has been the big problem, because you could.
It's the missing link for Minecraft Dungeons.
It's because there was no replayability. Like, I wanted to play more, but I had no incentive. I had the best loot. I had all the items within a couple weeks, really. So I'm glad that it took a couple months, but I'm glad we have a good dedicated endgame system coming.
I haven't
Free
even
update.
like. Oh, is this one free?
Yeah, thankfully this one's free, or part of it
The
is.
Apocalypse Plus changes and the Ancient Hunts, the replayable levels.
Oh, I did
well,
something
Jez, I
bad.
guess you're alone.
I'm
we can,
screwed.
Miles, hold down.
We can
left on
go
the
around.
D-pad.
There's the stairs too.
Oh, cool. Nice.
I see some people in the chat talking about Phantom Dust. I got to touch on this real quick because it's close to my heart.
Oh, don't mention Phantom Dust when Miles is around.
Let's go.
God.
Let's go down the rabbit hole. So we have Grudge Evo saying, "I just learned the Phantom Dust was going to get a remake." Yeah, back at E3 2015, homie Phil Spencer announced Phantom Dust, the reboot, remake.
What was that?
I don't know what's happening. I'm just gone here. Yeah, so that was gonna be a thing. You can go on YouTube and you can actually watch what the team that was working on pitched to Xbox. That I guess ultimately led to it being canceled. But there is like a small slice of arena gameplay from the Phantom Dust remake that exists on the internet right now.
I thought it looked like cool.
The physics looked amazing. Like the destructible environments and the powers that they were using looked really cool.
It looked better than whatever Crackdown ended up being.
Absolutely. I think from what I've heard, the problem was there was conflicting beliefs on what the scale of Phantom Dust should be. So the team that was working on it got a small budget to basically come up with a proof of concept for the Phantom Dust remake. And it was supposed to be a multiplayer only thing. Like, it was supposed to be a very small scale, multiplayer only, like, arena kind of thing. Just like something that Xbox could put out and just have as this little multiplayer title on the platform. So the team came up...
Sounds like the next Crackdown 3.
Yeah, so the team came up with the concept for multiplayer, had that, and then they started working on a concept for what they thought would be a cool campaign, like a cool single-player campaign for Phantom Dust as well. And so they basically used all the small budget that they had, and there wasn't enough multiplayer done, and so Xbox was like, this isn't what we wanted, and pulled the plug, well, at least with that specific developer. Because they weren't going to give them the funding to make a campaign, and they weren't going to give them more funding to get the multiplayer in a state that they were happy with, I guess. So, RIP Phantom Dust.
There are tons of scenarios where Microsoft like agrees to make a game, funds a prototype, and then it just never sees the light of day for whatever reason. Like the prototype isn't compelling. I'm sure you guys have all seen the old Sea of Thieves prototype with like the
VeggieTales characters.
Yeah, the
Skeletons
weird.
Suck.
Yeah. Oh, resin, run away!
Super chat hype from Yodani again, my man, killing it. Hype as this gets to 100. Hit the like button. Type in RDNA 1.1 if you aren't going to hit the like button for a reason. Yeah, let's go. RDNA 2 squad, hit that like button. Oh, this capture card is just the worst.
Dude, these skeletons are they're regenerating skeletons. That's why we can't kill them. We're not doing enough DPS.
Because we're at such a high difficulty, we're just literally not doing enough damage.
Just try.
Just try.
Just
make it happen. I believe.
We're gonna die, but take out as many of them with us as we can. Oh, phantoms are here. Oh no!
Oh god.
Ooh, it's mad.
So yeah, this game's about to go through some massive changes, and that's just with a free update. With the paid version, it's twice the size of previous expansions. It has 6 new missions with it. So yeah, my my guide on like everything you need to know on the Flames of the Nether update is like 5,000 words because it's just such a massive update. There's so much in it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Also just
How?
I'm my capture card is dead, so I can't see what's going on.
Oh man.
So I'm just gonna moderate the chat. I'm just looping some video in the feed here because yeah, I need to just replace this thing. It's a pain in the ass. So anyway, good luck with Minecraft Dungeons. I'll be there in spirit. But yeah, I guess we'll start transitioning to some of the other topics we're going to cover today. Couple things I did want to touch on briefly. We can talk about the FPS Boost that released, which was it's really cool tech, and we got some pros.
Has Streamlabs crashed?
No, it looks like we're still going. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, you went silent for a while. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah. What's up?
I think maybe like a whole setup replaced.
Just burn it.
Maybe it's not the capture card. Maybe it's your USB drivers. Because if the capture card crashes and then something goes wrong with the rest of your computer, that could be a driver issue.
Yeah, I'll have to see what I can do about tweaking that. Because yeah, for now I'm just gonna turn that off. But yeah,
can you still play the game, like on your TV or something?
Yeah, I can still play. I'm just trying to figure out a way to like best moderate the chat because I don't have 2 monitors going right now.
I've got 2 monitors, so I can moderate the chat if you want.
Perfect.
I got the chat pulled up, so I can feel the questions from chat.
Okay.
Everyone says Sepia Quotian says hi, Miles, smiley face.
Hey, what's up? And, I'm back. I'm anyway. So